Hi, students. Welcome back to another video in our introduction series. Today, I have the marvelous pleasure of speaking with those within the Disability Services Center office at TWU. Nadaya, do you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Nadaya. I'm the newest director to Disability Services. I have worked here since 2018, starting off as a sign language interpreter and then working my way up. I have an associate's in sign language interpretation, an accidental associate's that I got when I was trying to get into my bachelor's program. They just sent it to me, didn't even tell me I was getting it. Yeah, really weird. So, accidental associates. And then I have a bachelor's in business and a master's in social work. Again, I've only been the director since about August of 2023, so it's still pretty new and exciting, and I am thrilled to be here and to work with students to achieve their academic goals and dreams while also making sure that we are advocating for non-discrimination practices at the university.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I know this is going to probably be a big ask, but is there a way that you can not define, but describe what services you do provide to students?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to start off with like defining what disability is because that can be a little nuanced for everybody, right? And then go into what we actually provide to support students. So disability is a legal term. It is not a medical term. A disability is defined as someone who has an impairment with a major life function. So eating, breathing, sleeping, talking, whatever. For a college student, a major life function is writing a paper or taking an exam or going to class, right? These are all important things that you have to engage with as a student. So, if you find yourself struggling with any of those areas and you have a documented diagnosis of a medical condition or a learning disability or um, a psychological disability, we can help you by providing accommodations. So, this college environment was designed originally for white men who are heteronormative, cisgender, affluent, Christian, and non disabled. I think I got all the identities out there, right? Like, and that's not majority of our students today anymore at all. It doesn't match me at all. So our whole job and goal is to modify the environment to make a space for you as a disabled person to exist in this atmosphere, in this environment, the way that you would normally function and to make sure that you have access to show your academic skills and to thrive as much as you can. College is still hard. We're not going to make it less hard. Well, we do kind of make it less hard, but like we get you on an equal footing with your non disabled peers. That's our whole purpose. So as far as like specific services we provide, we have accommodated testing centers, so that may look like extended time or a distraction reduced environment. We can provide a reader or a scribe on exams. We also convert textbooks into an accessible format if you have dyslexia or have a vision impairment and a printed text is just not working for you. What else do we do? It's a lot. We provide interpreters, we provide captioners for anyone with hearing loss. We also we used to provide peer note takers. Now we transitioned to a different type of software where the student would record and we send it off to a professional service to get a, a, a note, set of notes or transcript. We also consult with faculty to help them understand how to implement accommodations so that they're doing it correctly and protecting you as a student. Because I don't believe in leaving a student to their own devices to advocate with a faculty member if they're not comfortable doing so. Um, we also have a ton of other accommodations available that really just depend on what the student, you yourself are challenged by, like whatever you're having an issue by. We can talk about what is the origin of that struggle if it's in the environment that TWU created, we can help with that.
Wonderful. And you know what? Before we started recording, I was kind of giving you my narrative, right?
Yeah.
And English is my second language. And I think like in dual, like thoughts,
Mhm.
regarding language. And I knew there was something not there was something going on in terms of reading and also just comprehension.
Sure.
Um, when I was in America, USA, but really in terms of learning and comprehension really came about when I was studying for the SATs.
Mm.
And like reading comprehension, I was like, I'm gonna fail this section. Thank goodness I got a really high math portion, which was a surprise to me too. But no, and then during my bachelor's, I honestly don't think we had a disability services center office. At least it wasn't promoted. It wasn't
Gotcha.
just, I didn't know about it. And I knew there was something that I just wasn't registering because
Mhm.
my other friends and colleagues, like, they got it, and I was just
Yeah.
like and I had to go to office hours all the time, which was good, getting to know faculty members, but in a way, I didn't know how to advocate for myself. I didn't know how to say, like, "What you're saying just isn't making sense to me," and at
Right.
that time, I didn't think of it as English as a second language. I was just thinking something was wrong with me, right?
Right.
And then, when I went to get my master's degree in professional counseling, I needed a job and I typed really fast. So I applied for a captioning services staff member, or I guess student worker for disability services.
Oh,
And
cool.
that just opened my eyes. Not only, honestly, when I was captioning for the deaf and hard of hearing students, I was actually comprehending things a lot more because I was typing it out, hearing, reading, that kind of input output. And it really helped me because then I started typing in class.
Mm.
So I was able, and I know I annoyed people with my clickety clack, but I pretty much transcribed every word that was going on in class, which really helped me out. And I was able to go back and so forth. It was just a higher level of note taking.
Yeah.
But talking about ESL, I've always been very anxious when taking tests, especially standardized tests.
Mhm.
And I've always been a horrible test taker.
Yeah.
So before you graduate from professional counseling, they give you pretty much a cumulative, like all encompassing test. And I
Yeah.
failed it two times. It was multiple
Mm.
choice. And I failed it two times. And I was like, and they only gave you three times to pass.
Oh, wow.
And, luckily I knew the director and individuals in disability services. So I was able to discuss the issues and they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, we understand what's going on." So they, proactively not only provided me a letter, but they actually spoke to the dean or the chair in our department. So what happened was I got my last test as an essay format. I was able to write an essay
Oh, cool.
and I passed with flying colors. So that was me really seeing that I needed to advocate for myself and who I
Mhm.
could go to. And that helped me when I went to my doctorate. I got the same type of accommodations.
Right.
So with that, I would like to say that disabilities are not just from birth,
Yeah.
or you may not know about them until later on in life when you notice things differently are occurring in your life. So I definitely think disability services, just because I believe the staff members understand that focus, they understand what's going on. And I love that you said also mental
Mhm.
um, ways of thinking, because I mean, all my life I knew my emotions were different.
Yeah.
And first I was diagnosed with being depressed. So depression, then adding on anxiety. And I'm 43. and I didn't get the correct diagnosis until I was 41.
Right. Right.
So, and I'm bipolar. So, all those years of suffering, I would say,
Yeah.
and, having this like this different consciousness, I can imagine, again, going back to any type of diagnosis, living a life until you're 40,
Mhm.
41, in their 40s, and then realize what's going on and why a certain impairment you know, was being involved with one's environment academically, personally, professionally. So
Right.
I definitely am so grateful for all the services you provide. And I love that you use the word student advocacy,
Mhm.
because not only do you advocate for the student, but you allow the student to have voice so they
Yeah.
can advocate for themselves as well.
Yes. Yes. Isn't it so empowering when you have those moments of like you get a new diagnosis and you're like, oh my God, it made so much more sense, right? And I feel that so many of our students have that moment of like, oh my gosh, light bulb. Wow, that's why I've been struggling with XYZ. It's a form of empowerment, not just a label. We operate from a mindset of social justice, and that disability is an identity. It is not a medical term. It does not mean that you are less than or that you are defective. I tell every student I meet with, you are perfect the way you are. The environment is the problem because again, it's not designed for disabled people. So yeah, we do student advocacy. We help teach students how to advocate for themselves and give them the language necessary to say, "Hey, this is, whatever this is, it's not working for me. It's not jiving for me." And then also being able to learn that skill and then use it in the workforce because like let's be real, you're not getting a degree to go sit on mama's couch. You're getting a degree to go get a job for having independence. The other part that we really focus heavy on too in our office is advocating for non-discrimination practices. So we are pushing and pulling and advocating for institutional, or well, now that we're a system-wide change in practices of making sure disability is included in the conversation, that we're putting disabled students first and disabled employees first as much as possible. So, like, for example, at commencement, we always have a captioner there, we always have interpreters there. Now, we also have captioning down in the Houston campus. That didn't start until like 2 years ago. But yeah, anyways, dirty secret. Don't tell anyone as it's recorded, right? It's okay because these are good things that should be happening. And now there's a lot more events happening on campus where the departments are like, oh yeah, we should think about, whatever we have going on to make it inclusive for every disabled student to come to our campus. A study conducted in 2015 to 2016 by the National Center on Educational Statistics. I think I finally got the name right for the first time ever. Um, they did a survey of undergrad students and found that 19% of undergrad students identify as disabled and that 10% of grad students identify as disabled. That was nearly 10 years ago. Can you imagine how much more there is now? We, as Disability Services, support around 1,000 students right now, and we're growing every day. So, for any of the students that come to register with us, you are 100% not alone at all. There are a lot of disabled students at this campus. The benefit that I have is that I know that you're disabled if you're talking to me, right? Like, and other people you may not know, because there's a lot of invisible disabilities that we support too, right? Um, but yeah, you're definitely not alone. Anxiety has now surpassed depression as the #1 mental health diagnosis in America. Yay, COVID. Woo, just kidding. Um, and anxiety is actually the biggest population of students that we support right after ADHD. So again, I emphasize you are not alone. If you are struggling with depression or bipolar disorder, we're here to help because again, you're perfect the way you are. We are not going to be able to change anything in your brain, and we shouldn't have to. We should really modify the environment because the environment is what's making it more difficult for you, or the attitudes that our faculty may have or administration may have. it is my job to challenge it, and I do. Like, there's a common misperception, because we have a testing center here where faculty may question, but why does a student have double time on an exam? I was like, well, because they need it, it may take a little bit longer to read through the words and comprehend what's being said. And then the common pushback is, well, what if they're cheating? They have more time to look it up. Why are you assuming the disabled kid is cheating? Why do you not assume that your non-disabled kid is cheating? Because you don't check their pockets for their cell phone, do you? But we do. And so we're really pushing to challenge those ideologies and making sure that our faculty are, as much as possible, moving towards a universal design approach to education where they're making it accessible from the get-go, so we have less accommodations because the environment's ready for a disabled student at any point in time. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy what I do, and I love working with our students. My greatest pride and joy is seeing all the students walk across graduation stage because it's gonna happen. We're gonna get you to the graduation stage. It'll happen. Um, but yeah, it's super fun. I love it. I love what I do.
I love that. That's
Mm,
beautiful. Ah,
I'm glad.
when you're speaking, first and foremost, yes, as a faculty member and of course as a student, it's wonderful when faculty members, the ones leading or facilitating the class, when they're inclusive, of course it provides a welcome environment where the student can feel their experience is validated.
Yes.
And one of my thoughts that came to the validation theory was if a student has not previously been diagnosed, how do, like, what are the first steps that you would advise students to do?
Sure. So we actually have a few places that we can refer a student to. Most TDEP students are not coming from affluent families that have several thousands of dollars to just drop a dime to say, hey, let me go get a psychoeducational evaluation done. Those are fancy words to basically get tested if you have ADHD or a learning disability. So we oftentimes will partner with Texas Workforce Commission. It's a government agency that their whole purpose for existing is to get disabled people to work. That's their whole goal. So they're like, yes, give me the college students. Let's support them. They may be able to help out with getting testing done to, investigate why are you having challenges, what are the problems, and get you that answer for the diagnosis piece. They also do a whole lot more. I know enough about them to get me in trouble, but they're phenomenal. We also will refer to UNT. They have a psychology clinic that is sliding scale based. They can also do those psychoeducational evaluations along with so much more. But also, we refer to the internal TWU resources if it's appropriate. CAPS is a great connection. That's our counseling center. They're phenomenal. And we also have student health services. Again, they are absolutely wonderful practitioners over there. Um, so if a student, for example, may come to us and say, hey, I know I have a disability, but I don't have any paperwork, because unfortunately we do have to validate it with paperwork, to, verify, okay, yeah, you do have a disability. Anyways, um, I still want you to apply. I still want you to talk with us. We do not require documentation for you to meet with us. Um, Most of the time, we're able to work with the student where we can at least have conditional accommodations for one semester while you have the time to go and get the paperwork necessary to get accommodations. And our paperwork requirements are not super invasive. Like, I don't want to see your entire life story on someone's letterhead because that's obnoxious. I'm really just looking for some documentation that has your diagnosis, maybe a little bit about the severity or how it impacts you, and any recommendations from the practitioner. I'm happy as a clam because I believe that the student is the expert in their disability. the student lives in their body every day and they know what their challenges are. So I'm going to give more weight to what the student is telling me about whatever their challenges are before I'm listening to Dr. Susie Q. Jones about whatever their theories are on ADHD, for example. Um, and I just want to touch real quick on the registration process for our office. So we have an application online, and it says new student registration. Click on that, fill out the demographic information. It looks like a lot. It's not, I promise. It's just for us to get to know a little bit about you and you answer some questions about like, what kind of challenges are you having? How can we help you? And then there will be a spot for you to upload documentation. You can skip that page. It's okay. We can deal with it later. And then you hit submit. We'll meet with you and talk about those challenges. And most of the time, we put accommodations in place same day. There's not usually a waiting period. We try to, you know, help students out as fast as we can in that respect. But yeah, we've been intentional about removing as many obstacles to make it easy as possible because college is hard enough. Why make our office hard too? Um,
Wonderful. Okay, so you touched on like the paper trail, and I can
mhm.
imagine either culturally, personally, or even professionally, perhaps someone's wanting to go into the military, for example. Is there a paper trail that follows them from, from TWU onward?
Oh, great question. So the status of registering with disability services, it does not go on any official record with the university. It will not be on your transcript. It does not, your diploma will not say Bachelor's of Science. This kid has dyslexia. Yeah, we don't do any of that jazz. So it's completely protected. Our system that we use called My DSS is 100% separate from all the university systems. So nobody can even log in and try to get snoopy about what they're doing. We do have a way to print off a letter verifying that you've had accommodations and how long you've been a student with us. But otherwise, no, there is no paper trail at all. And we do that intentionally because we only want the people who need to know to have access, and that really needs to be your faculty for that one semester, right? Not every semester.
No,
So,
understood. I thought of this too. I know when students go into, employment, they may actually need support, that they need accommodations at work. Would disability service be able to provide that documentation?
we can the laws for employment accommodations are different than higher education. And I only know enough to get me in trouble, right? So if it's not my area of expertise, my biggest advice would be to talk with the HR department at your place of employment. And really, the goal needs to be that you need to demonstrate that I can perform all the essential functions of this job or I may need an accommodation to make one of these things happen. So, for example, if you are deaf and your job it includes answering the main phone line for whatever your position is, your accommodation could be I need to get a video phone and right there or a captioned phone where I can still answer the phone and do my duty, but that would be my accommodation, for example. Your place of employment for any student is required by law to provide accommodations. They just may look different than what you're used to in high school. Another great space to have that support in a vocational space is again vocational rehab. Again, that's their whole jam is getting disabled people to work. That's what they do. So they can help out with that and help advocate with your manager or HR about what kind of technology may be necessary at the workspace. They're pretty cool.
Wonderful. So my second to last question
Okay.
is, how does disability services provide services to online students?
Sure. Um, so it depends, right? Most students, if they're online, they don't have synchronous meetings, right? Like you're kind of like self-taught, but like you're not, wink, wink. Um, Oftentimes, what we look at as being a barrier is the time on exams. So we would explore extended time. And then the other issue that may come up if you have a disability that is episodic. So we're thinking like cancer, IBS, these things that are like really unpredictable, right? We do have an accommodation that would help you advocate for some limited extensions on assignments when your disability is acting up, right? And it is a little limited. It's not like we can say, hey, ignore all deadlines. You can just turn in your assignments whenever. No, like we're looking at like, hey, can we just have a 48-hour period for your body to rest, recoup, and you feel better, and then work on your assignment, right? Because unfortunately, college doesn't stop and neither does your body. So hopefully not. But yeah, we can help with that. Those are the two biggest ones I see often with online students. Um, but yeah, we're really going to be focused on looking at the environment, what's required within that online space, and how we can assist. We may also talk to you about different strategies of how you as a student could manipulate your environment. So, like if you're really distracted by your home life, why don't you, go sit down at Starbucks, go to the library, and take advantage of some body doubling for a little bit to get some work done, especially if your home life is distracting, or um, focusing on time management techniques to stay moving through your work.
Hmm. And I had a question because we're talking about universal design for learning. What if a student experiences that their Canvas course does not have like accessible PDFs or PowerPoints? Who do they speak to regarding those issues?
Sure. That could be through us, and we can work with your faculty to get them made accessible. We've partnered with the department that has the instructional designer CD3. That is not a department that students usually work with directly. It's a faculty support office. But anyways, they have purchased a tool that we send them a list of all the classes for the semester, and they upload this tool into the Canvas portal that will do a check of all of the stuff and will flag it and say, hey, faculty, this PDF has not been remediated. You need to go through and do the optical character recognition for it. So, assuming that faculty use the tool for one, which most of them do, um, that's how we would catch it before a student is the one to say, whoa, I'm having a problem. But yeah, we would be the ones to help out with that if the You Do It tool didn't catch it.
Wonderful, because I know sometimes as faculty members
Mhm.
that it's a second thought, but perhaps, there's a reading that was just assigned.
Right.
Um, Sometimes it's just okay, I guess it is second nature, or not second nature, but it could be not a thought that that goes into
Yeah,
it. So,
right.
okay,
Um,
okay. And my last question, sorry, I'm
Sure.
asking three questions there.
Yeah, no, it's
What
okay.
oh, sorry. What advice do you have for anyone seeking services through disability services?
Ooh, okay. Um, Understand that we are here to work towards making sure you have access in your classes. We don't necessarily guarantee success. College is hard, and we're here to make sure that it's not hard because the environment is inaccessible, but we don't guarantee that you're going to pass your classes, which kind of might feel a little bit like, oh, stab in the heart. What? Um, I want you to pass. Of course, your faculty want you to pass. I have seen some of the most amazing faculty here at TWU that are so gracious and kind, more than I ever thought they would be, that are here and really care about you. Um, So I say that with a word of I bring that up to say that while your accommodations may not look like what you absolutely envision them to look like, we want you to be the one to do the work, to strive for that degree and be the one to have earned your degree and your education. That's the purpose of what we're doing here and why we why I work every day is to make sure that you have the same opportunity to earn your degree just as much as the non-disabled person sitting next to you. Um, oh, and talk to your faculty. Oh my goodness, just go have a conversation with them. They're really nice people most of the time. They're really nice people and they really care about you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing this at all. They would be, go working for corporate or whatever, making 1 gazillion bazillion bucks, doing research or whatever. So yeah, talk to your faculty, please.
Thank you. And I always say that too. It could be, I know, intimidating, I guess is one word to describe it. And especially maybe if you're an asynchronous learner,
Right.
that connection might be lost as well, So I definitely advocate for our students to advocate for themselves and know that there are resources at TWU that can facilitate or aid in that. Because I mean, it's great learning for in a professional space, right?
Yeah.
Many spaces may not come to you with something unless, something's wrong. So it's great to advocate for yourself first so that you don't necessarily have to have those difficult conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, this is fun.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us and
Yeah.
also speaking with us in short short asking. I think I asked you last week or this past week and you were very accommodating. So I thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and I hope to see some of you in my office. Maybe. If not, it's cool. Or that may mean that your classes are fully accessible and you don't need any help. Goals, right? Awesome. Well, I appreciate this opportunity to have this conversation. It was a lot of fun.
Wonderful. And thank you. So students, hopefully you gained a lot from this conversation, whether you identify with having a disability or not, you could definitely be an ally to students who you feel that may need to come to talk to disability services. Or it could be a knowledge base if something in your professional career may be dealing with, those not dealing, engaging with those with disabilities. But I definitely say an allyship would be beautiful as well to create a more inclusive environment in your personal professional environment. So I hope you gained much from this discussion, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.